Hey grade 10s, today will be the key to the review quiz that you should have already handed in. A bunch of you have not handed it in, and you're going to see the right answers right now. So obviously I will be taking any mark that you get on it with a significant grain of salt. Deadlines are deadlines, I don't know what to tell you. So let's get down to it. All right. So we are on page 171 or page 156. And then we just work through it. The equation of a line with a slope m, a y-intercept of 4 is b, so that must be negative 3x plus 4, and it is right there, c. Slope and y-intercept of this line, well, there's my y-intercept, so my y-int equals negative 1, and my slope, I went slope equals rise over run, so I of course went up 1, 2, and that way 1, 2 over 1 equals 2, so it's slope of 2 and a y-intercept of negative 1 is c again. Slope here, well, I remember slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, so that would be q minus y over p minus x, which is b. Which equation represents this line? Well, my y-int, that's right there, it's 3, and my slope I can see is down 1, 2 to 5, because 4, 5, and over 2, 4, 6, 8. So my m is 2 over 8, which is of course 1/4. So I need 1/4 and positive 3. Sorry, 1/4 and negative 3, which is c. Next page, which statement is true? Well, the x-intercept, 3x minus 4y minus 12 equals 0. For the x-intercept, that is x comma 0, which means that y is 0, so it disappears. So I've got 3x minus 12 equals 0, 3x equals 12, x equals 4. Now, for the y-intercept, that's 0 comma y. So that is an x value. So that x would be 0, which would make the x disappear, which would give me negative 4y minus 12 equals 0, negative 4y equals 12, y equals negative 3. So I need 4 and negative 3, which is D. Passes through that point and has that slope. Point, slope, point, slope. Oh yeah! Y minus 6 equals negative 3 x minus 4, which is y minus 6 equals negative 3 x plus 4. Oh, Myers, none of them are in that form, so you convert it. Y equals negative 3 x plus 4 plus 6. Y equals negative 3x minus 12 plus 6. Y equals negative 3x minus 6. A. Perpendicular lines. That means I have a slope, and I flip that slope over and I make it negative. 1/5 and 1/5, they're the same. 2/3 and negative 2/3, not flipped. 1/5 and 5, ooh, that's flipped, but they're both positive. 2 and 3, positive. 3 and 2, negative. D. Perpendicular to this and passes through that. Well, there's a point, but I don't have anything else. But I do, because perpendicular means I have to take this slope, negative 3 over 1, and make it perpendicular, which is positive 1/3. Now I have a slope and a point. Y plus 1 equals 1/3 x minus 3. Y plus 1 equals 1/3 x minus 1. Bring that 1 over here. Y equals 1/3 x minus 2. B. Write the equation for the graph with that slope and that point. Well, that's pretty easy. Y minus 5 equals 2/7 x plus 4. D. And number 10. Which equation represents this? Well, I need a positive slope, don't I? Is that a positive slope? No. Is that a positive slope? Oh, that's a positive slope, so let's check. There's a point right there. There's a point right there. I go up 1, 2, 3, and I go right 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, that's a good possibility. Now let's check if it's got x has to be negative 3 and y has to be negative 1. Negative 1, 2, 3, negative 1. Hey, it's C. And number 11, perpendicular to this. So I take 1 over 7. I reciprocate to 7 over 1. And I opposite sign to negative 7 over 1, which I, of course, write as negative 7. So I need a slope of negative 7. And when I look through here, positive 7, negative 1/7, negative 7. Oh, it's C. I don't even need to check the x and the y because I know I needed a negative slope. But I will anyway. X has to be negative 3. And y has to be negative 7, which is positive 7. Then I wanted you to determine the x and the y intercept and graph it. I think. I can't remember. I'm going to pause for a second, check exactly what we're back. Yeah, the only thing I didn't have you graph the line. I just wanted the x and the y intercept. So y equals 1 minus x. So the x intercept is at x comma 0, which means that y is now a 0 equals 1 minus x. Move that x over here, x equals 1. So my x-intercept is 1. My y-intercept is 0 comma y, which makes that x a 0. So y equaled 1 minus 0, so y equaled 1. So there it was, x equaled 1 and y equaled 1. Now I know this caused so much trouble on the review. If you did the work, you got it, and you got the right answer, you got it right. Google Quiz can only mark what I tell it's right. I typed in like 85 different ways to write this. Some of you managed to find a way that I didn't type in, but don't worry about it. And then the next thing I wanted you to do was these. Write the equation out in this form. So 3x plus 2y minus 4 equals 0. Isolate y. 2y equals negative 3x plus 4. Divide by 2. Y equaled negative 3. And you had to type it sideways because you can't make fractions. X plus 2. So that's what you had to type. And for this one, I'll change color. x minus 4y minus 8 equals 0. Isolate y. So I moved the y here. X minus 8 equaled 4y. Divide everything by 4. Well, yeah, I'll write it out the way we print it. 1/4 x minus 2 equals y. And then you would have needed to type y equals 1/4x minus 2. And then over here for the problems, I'm going to shrink it down a little so you can see it all on one page. Oops, still a highlighter. A. Identify the slope and the d-intercept and explain what they mean. Almost nobody did that. The d-intercept is 2. The slope is 3/2. What does that mean? Well, the d-int means at 0 seconds she was 2 meters away from the camera. And the slope means she went 3 meters in 2 seconds. B, what's the equation? Well, I have the slope and the y-intercept. So d equaled 3/2t plus 2. And C, when was she 6 meters away? Well, there's your formula right there. 6 meters is a distance. Isn't that d? 6 equals 3/2t plus 2. And then you solve it. Minus 2 minus 2. 4 equals 3/2t. Multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of the 2. 8 equals 3t. T equals 8/3. And then this question. Write the equation in slope point form. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So if I know slopes and points, I can do it. I do know the slope because the slope is how much it changes, right? So every year, so a graph would look like this, years and girls. Every year, 4,162 more girls play. So if no girls played in the first year, after year 1, 4,162 played. So my slope is 4,162 over 1. 4,162. So there's my m. Do I have some points? Sure I do. In the year 2000, there were 45,400 girls playing hockey. Well, there's a year. There's how many girls. Years, girls. So I know that 2,000, 45,400. There's my point. So y minus 45,400 equals 4,162 x minus 2,000. There's my equation. Now, you could also have done x minus 10 because of we did in 2000 and 1990. Then you just plug into the equation. Use the equation to estimate the number of girls playing hockey in 2009. Well, 2009 is a year. Those are my years. So y minus 45,400 equals 4,162 times 2,000 1009 minus 2000. Do the math. Y minus 45,400 equals 4,162 times 9. Y minus 45,400 equals, I'm going to get out my calculator because I'm too lazy. 4,162 times 9, 37,458. Y equals that. Add 45,400 to both sides, and Y equals 8, 5, 4 and 4 is 8, 7 and 5 is 2, carry the 1, 82,858. Okay, everyone, there's your review. You have a test that is going to be posted on Monday morning at 8 a.m. instead of a video. That test is due the next day. Actually, I think it's getting posted at 6 a.m. I can't remember. It's due Tuesday morning. You have 24 hours to do it. The earlier you start at Monday, the longer you have to figure out how to do it. Okay? Talk to you soon. Good luck. And I will return all your assignments today so you know how you did, although you obviously know how you did now. All right? Bye-bye.